I didn't think that the documentary, first of all, would have such an impact on the conversation, positive and negative, that it would steer up, the whole conversation like it's doing. I didn't think so. And listen, I didn't even think that I would enjoy watching it. And you know what? I loved it. It's actually a great documentary, even if it's a hit piece a little bit, because it's funded, or it is who's like, it's you up that is part of it. But it's actually a very well made documentary. Like, I really thought that it would be way more, how can I say? Way more, I don't know in English, à charge, like we say in French. I thought it would be more against him and really biased. But actually, he was more, all right, here's the story of this guy, and here are all the skeletons he has in his closet, and all the things all the trail of drama that is around him. And listen, as I was watching it, I'm a child of the 90s. Like, I grew up really, so in 2000 and in 94, I was 20. And this was really like the moment where, the explosion of, Bad Boy, Death Row, the East versus West, or the et cetera, et cetera. And I've heard the rumors forever, but I was not really that interested in it, because so listen, we were really fans of New York hip hop, R&B in general, and listen, just the concept of the record labels like Diddy, the remixes, etc., like a lot of the things I did in my career in the beginning was inspired by the Dr. Dre movement and the Diddy and Bad Boy and etc. People used even to call me the African Puff Daddy back in the days. So I cannot pretend that I was not a fan of these people, because these people are legends. Whatever darkness is around all these people, because I believe it's the industry as a whole. But I still, back then those people were legends, and we were all inspired by them, and the success and etc. and all the stuff. And then I went to my own business, and I moved to more the Afro-Caribbean market, Zouk, Kizomba, Coupe Décalé, etc. And I'm not gonna say that I moved away from hip hop and R&B, because I always loved it, and with house music as well. But I was more concentrated in what I was doing, and not obsessed like back in the days when I was obsessed with R&B, buying everything that was coming out, etc. Because now I was becoming a creator myself, and it changed a little bit my interest in all these things. So sometimes I would hear stuff, but I was not like, and then when you get in your 30s, you have your own businesses to run, etc. But as I was watching the documentaries, And you know, when I watch these documentaries, I don't take what is said as objective truth and definitive truth. Because if I take 20 people that have a problem with you or had a problem with you, and I put them all in camera and I ask them to tell their stories, yeah, I can paint any negative narrative and show a lot of news feed and new stories of things that happened back in the days, and then have people interpret how it happened without really accusing, but saying, oh yeah, of course he has something to do with it because he said, hey, go here, and then the guy went there and he died. Yeah, but does it mean that he sent him into, you see what I mean? It's kind of, but I'm able to watch a documentary and understand that. So I'm not here to, and I don't come here as a, which is something as I don't like about some people, and I have some friends that do this. I don't like when people watch something but they already cannot go against their own bias. I like when you're able to watch something about somebody that you like or don't like, but still try to watch the thing with an open mind. At least that's the way I watch things. So as I was watching it, first of all, there's a lot of things that I didn't know. I didn't even know about the co-founder. I never heard about his stories. I heard about the thing in the basketball place when some people died, rest in peace. But it's not something that I was familiar of how it happened. I could hear it, but when we were in our 20s, we don't really care about all this. We only cared about the music. We heard some things, some rumors and stuff, especially I was in New York back then. So I heard some stuff from friends in New York, but I was not really, to me, it was like, yo, these guys are legends. And as people who were aspiring musicians, aspiring future superstars, we were just more obsessed with the creative vision and how we could adapt to our own universes. So when I watched it, I was like, wow. I learned a lot of crazy things, and I don't know what is true, what is not, because it's actually more témoignage from people who've been around those people, and a lot of people are scorned. So listen, if you call 20 of my exes, I don't have 20, I have 5. Anyway, if you call, let's say I had 20 exes. If you call 20 of my exes and you only call people who had a bad experience, you can use that to paint me as whatever. Now, if you call people who had a great experience, had a great time, and ended everything peacefully, and that I'm still talking to, and we like homies now, then you can paint the whole thing completely differently. So I understand that a lot of people believe that 50 Cent comes here with a bias. But at the same time, I mean, he's in television now, and that's actually a great subject to talk about. Not as a rapper, not as a street dude, but as a TV exec. Yeah, that's a successful doc that you can sell and make money from to Netflix. And I think that Alexandria Stapleton did a great job actually putting together the storyline of the documentary with all the footage and stuff. Like, I think it was really well done. And I watched the whole thing in 2 days, this weekend actually. And I was entertained. I was like, wow, this is crazy. This is nice. And a lot of things personally, I don't have an emotional attachment to either Puff or Biggie or Tupac or Suge Knight or all these people. Back when I was younger, I was more a New York hip hop guy, Pete Rock, Seal, Smooth, Naughty by Nature, etc. Gangstar, whatever. But I also loved Doggy Style, The Chronic, etc. Even if I was more New York hip hop and Public Enemy, etc. But I don't. It's not my team. I'm team Sushi Row. I'm not team all these people. So I can watch something that is favorable and watch something that is défavorable and still make my own mind. When I see a lot of people jumping around everywhere, I have even friends calling me, telling me, I didn't watch it. I'm not going to watch it, but fuck that. Everything is false in there. I was like, how you know you didn't watch it? And people are just emotional about it. And I'm like, why are you so emotional? It's not a documentary about you or your life. It's a documentary about the rise and fall of an American icon. And somebody who's been able to rise, fall, rise even better, then fall again, then rise even better, then fall again, then rise even better, and right now has fallen again. And knowing the love of American for the redemption arc, when he comes out of jail, he's gonna change his name and he might rise again because that's what he's been doing this whole time. And it reminded me of a bunch of narcissistic perverts that I met in the music business and in politics. Don't forget, I grew up around politicians in Africa and in Europe, and business and money in Europe. And trust me, you don't need millions of dollars to be corrupted by fame and money. You don't need millions of dollars. You just need to make $2,000 every week. I'm talking to you with certainty because I've seen it. I've seen people who were making nothing make the right song with us, be promoted the right way by us, be sent to the West Indies for 3 months where people would discover them. We put them in interviews and they are very humble and they say they will never betray us and etc., etc., etc. And then we take them with us on tour. They open for us for a full 2 months, and then girls are starting to like them. And then one night after a show, there's one girl that comes out of nowhere. She's gorgeous, and she comes and she says, I like you, and I want you to take me to your hotel. And the guy is like, happy. And then you just need to, and then the worst part is not only you're going to have some good time with the lady that is beautiful that you just met, but you also getting paid to spend that good time, do the show, etc. And you just watch them. First show, second show, and then after 6 months, you come back. They have like 1 show every week or 2 shows every week or sometimes 3. And now everywhere they go, there's like 500 women that yell their name. They love it. The album is out. They love the songs. And then you look at them getting corrupted. I've seen it through my own eyes. I see them sometimes change, sometimes reveal their true nature. From now they have power, now they have the lights, the spotlight is on them, and then they start speaking different. And now they start showing. Most of the time now, I see them before even the fame. I know how they're going to get. But there's a lot of tricky ones. You don't realize until their true self reveals itself. Because sometimes you cannot be your true self because you don't have the money, you don't have the girls. Now all of a sudden you have the money, you have the girls, you're traveling, and now you believe that you are traveling for the girls or you are traveling for the money. When I thought you were here for the art. And I'm not judging. Some of them I'm judging, but I'm not judging because my definition of success doesn't have to be your definition of success. But trust me, my definition of corruption, is the same for everyone. I've seen people that I've known as a kid. Now they are in power in Congo and they are completely corrupted. Why? Too much power, too much unchecked power. They have, and when you can do everything and you can spend all the money you want on the things you want, you become corrupted. That's it. It's simple as that. And even when you are in like a democracy, like France, for example, it doesn't mean that having money will not corrupt you. So now, if you look at the story of Diddy, through the eyes of those people that scorn people. All right. But when you look at the documentary, you can start forming your idea about, this guy is a narcissistic pervert. And he's a narcissistic. Because in the end, he feels like it's all about him. But at the same time, this doesn't mean that this guy is not a staple of Black American culture and entertainment. He is. He changed the game and he inspired a lot of us. One doesn't mean the other is not true. And me, that was my take from watching this. I was like, this guy reminds me of some people. Listen, in the Zouk, Kizomba, hip-hop, R&B game in France and in Portugal, I've seen a few of those. If they had the same power as Diddy, they would exactly go the same route. Exactly. All what's missing is multiply the money by 100. Like, they had a few, maybe they made a few 100,000. multiply this by 100, those people would go nuts the same way and do the same crazy things, because I've seen them do it in a microcosm. I've seen this. And I know people love to judge. And yeah, that's what's been happening since this doc came out. Everybody is in the judgment thing, and now everybody's talking again about Tupac, Biggie. How he did this, I know that. When, listen, there's been until now no way to verified, and there's been no thing that the justice did and where he's been charged for that. So the internet will internet. But me, what I took from it is really this: like, people who come from very, very humble beginnings. And it's something that I cannot relate to because I don't come from poor. I come from rich. So coming from rich, you don't have the same thing with money. You don't have the same thing with fame. You don't have the same thing with all these things, even traveling. A friend of mine did an interview, and she said that she discovered a lot of the world because she became famous. And that's when she realized a lot of the things she thought were true were actually not true. And me, when I was 6 months, I was in China on the Great Wall. And then a month later, I was in New York doing my first step. And then I was here, and then I was there. And then, like, I've been held by presidents like Chinese, Deng Xiaoping. I think it was Deng Xiaoping. I'm not sure if it was him or the one after him. But back when my dad was going on diplomatic missions, I was there already. And every holiday, I would go to Disney World. So when I got my own money, I was more happy that my parents were proud of me for making my own money. And I didn't have any revenge on the world or on women or whatever, because I already had no problem with dating. Now, take the same success story like mine, but you put it in the life of guys like 50, Diddy, Drake, Snoop, people who come from in a country that is different. Like in Congo, a black man succeeding is nothing special, because we're all black out there. So when a black guy becomes president, we don't do all the fuss that people do when Obama got elected, because we've seen black men president like our whole life. Mobutu, Tshisekedi, Kabila, yeah, they're black. Omar Bongo in Gabon, this there, those one there. For African people, black presidents is nothing special. In the US, in a place that is racially charged, that has the history it has, where all these people feel like they are the victims of an environment and a system that works against them, their success stories are revenges. And coming from where they come from, in the culture where they are, where money is everything, where women are more it could give you anything for money, the possibility to be snatched by demons is very, very high. And their minds are not ready for that. I'm not giving excuses to those people. I'm just explaining how in the US, it is way more complicated it is easier to succumb, especially where the success you can have when you are those people, it's $1 million, $10 million, $100 million. Like, it's a market that is huge. There's a lot of money to be made when you make money. If you are a flawed individual, this destroys your mind quick. And you start doing flawed things, and now you are crazy with power. Unlimited money, power, respect. And that's what I took from this documentary. I know a lot of people from here, Zouk Kizomba, the same amount of money, even 10%, or even a 1% of that money, oh, those people would have gone mad, evil. They would have done all the same things. It's just that they were not in the right market. And that's how I watched this documentary. I was like, wow, the psychology of this guy. Whoa. Listen, I don't know what is true, what is not true. There's a lot of things that we heard. There's a lot of things that are factual. And there's a lot of things where it's interpretation of people who have something against him. And I was watching it, I was just thinking, listen, even 50% of what is said here is true, that's crazy. It is what it is. Some people and 50 Cent are mad because the trial failed to make the public hate and cancel Diddy. Listen, this is the US. In the US, you cannot cancel people for real. And listen, people like Diddy, they are loved by some people and hated by other people. And Americans, they are Protestants. They love the redemption arc. Listen, it just comes out of here, and you can play the namaste card, can play the religion card, can play the Trump card. Listen, you can play so many cards. And has enough money to also do a good PR campaign. Some people have been thinking about it for him for a long time. He has like teams of people who are thinking of what you're going to do when you come out of it. Listen, look at Russell Simmons. A few accusations of back when he was a libertin. What he did, flew to where is it? Indonesia, flew to Bali, removed his shoes, and now he's playing the namaste card. And yeah, then things pass. You're gonna have, even after the Cassie video, yeah, a lot of people hate him for that. But there's a lot of people who did the same thing in the US, and people still love them today. They hated them for a few years, and then, yeah, listen, I was young, I was on drugs, Yeah, listen, you do the redemption, you wait, and then at a point you come back. People move on quick, especially in the age of information. So, yeah. We'll see how it goes. Thanks, BD Records. Yeah, listen. It's not just mainstream hip hop. It's the music industry. Listen. I know the French rap industry, the R&B French industry, a little bit of the hip hop industry in the US. I worked with some top people there when I was in the US. The Portuguese, Angola, Cape Verde, Kizomba market, the Zouk market, all of it is evil not because of the market itself. All of it is evil because of humans and the weakness of humans. Humans have ego, humans have flaws, humans have greed, humans have envy. The 7 capital sins, we all carry them. Some people just cannot do them because they don't have the power, the money, the courage, the XYZ to do it. Now, if you go to a city, in our small zouk market, imagine every weekend you go to 2 cities, just in France. And every time you go, all the girls are yelling your name, they love you, etc., etc. And after every show, you can get anyone you want. You just need, sometimes you don't even need to ask. Like, we've lived it. You can go, no, I want to go with you. We all want to go. Hey, listen, it's 4 of you. We are 4. Like, who wants who? Let's have a breakfast. Listen, we live this 1,000 times in 1,000 cities. Then it's just up to you to say, I'm interested, I'm not interested. If you say you're interested, there you go. Now you have the possibility to be corrupted or not. You can just say, okay, yes, this time. Or you can say, no, let me keep your number. And maybe when you come to Paris, we can meet each other, know each other, go to the movies, go to the restaurant, whatever. Or you can just be like, oh yeah. And tomorrow I'm doing the same thing. And next Friday, I'm doing the same thing. Oh, and by the way, next Saturday, I'm going to Portugal. I'm doing the same thing. Then I'm going to Angola. I'm doing the same. Mozambique. And then you can just amass. And then all of a sudden, you want more because now it's just part of your whole business. Plus, there's money. Plus, there's fame. Plus, it's filled with jealousy. Because some people are not interested in their own success. They're interested in yours. And they're like, why they like him more than me? Why they yelling for him more than me? Why does he start? Why is he the last to sing? Why him and Kaysha on dit quoi? Why not me and whatever my song is? Jealousy, humans. And I'm just talking about the zouk market, which is nothing compared to the American market. But still, we were generating millions of euros still back in the early 2000s. Every year we were generating millions of euros in CD sales, because if you would sell 1 CD, you would get 10. So if you would sell small sales, listen, 40,000 Sumia, 20,000 Elisio, plus 40,000 Kaysha, that's 100,000 copies. That's €1 million just from me, one label. Now add the rest, add some Princess Lover, some Lila Chico, some here and there. Boom, all of a sudden have 3-4 million euros made in 1 year. Then we go to the West Indies, and then we go perform, and then everywhere you go, yeah, you have groupies. And then it's up to each other to decide what the type of life they want to live. And now me, I'm not here for that. And then the others are looking at you like, you're suspicious. What you mean you don't want? Yeah, no. Oh, I got my girl. Yeah, us too. And then it's the fight between being righteous or being and your value, the fight between your values and the possibilities, because it's free. And it's here and it's easy. It's not even like you don't have to talk. You just say which one you want and we go. And I've seen a lot of people be like, I'm going. So if some people can go like, Kwanza kabeja vo. And now if you have people like me who grew up with money, who grew up with no starving, who grew up with no, yeah, I mean, listen, a great childhood. You might not be easy to fool by some of those things, but you might be easy to fool by others. But now if you take some people that, listen, had no chicks, no money, and were not famous, bro, it's so easy to see them just get corrupted. It's easy to get corrupted because humans are corruptible by essence. And yeah, you just see it. So trust me, the music industry, it's, people really don't see it, but it's a trap. It's a trap because what it does to your mental health, especially when you were one hit wonder and you do that one song, people love you for 1 year and then they forget you. All the girls, they like you, they want to be with you for a year, and all of a sudden nobody is interested. The clubs, they invite you for free everywhere, and then all of a sudden after 1 year, they don't know who you are. This is not normal for any normal person. Like, if you didn't live it, you cannot understand. And it's easy to judge all these people, but you have to go in their shoes to understand what it does to your mental health, the human mind. Like, nobody's designed for that. Nobody's designed to receive love from all these people. And yeah, some people, they just go crazy. And if you come from craziness like the 50s, the Diddys, all these people in the US, they all come from craziness. They come from the ghetto, they come from the killings, their parents, all of them. The fathers are all dead. So they're not normal people already. They come from the mud, the struggle. And all of a sudden, they can have all the chicks, all the money, and they can live in Manhattan, and they can talk to the people who's supposed to be the system that hate them. Yeah, of course you go crazy. Of course you go crazy. Because not everybody's mind is ready for that. And then the system, if they go up too far, the system shoot them and spits them back. And all of a sudden, yeah, videotapes of you and Cassie that for 10 years was nowhere, all of a sudden appears on CNN. And you think this is normal? No, they were waiting for you to do a mistake, or you to say, oh, I'm going to do a party, or you to just think that you're better than the system. Then the system is like, oh yeah, bam, go to jail a bit, sit a few years, then come back, say sorry. It is what it is.